Okay, now it's time to flesh the coyote. So I use a fleshing beam. That's what he's on right here. And then I have a two-handled knife. This is the dull side, that's the sharp side. For coyotes, only use the dull side. So you put them on, and you start right down here at the nose. No slicing motion, just a pushing motion. And you just start pushing the fat and everything off, okay? You only use the first 6-8 inches of the beam. Okay, you turn them over a little, and then you do the whisker area. Around the eyes. Okay, up to the ears. Okay, that head is done. Now you get your knife. Okay, so now you have the ears. What you want to do is you just start slicing gently. Take a while for you to first figure out where the ears and everything are, but cut all the fat, the excess, all that stuff off till you get to the butt of the ear. Okay, and then right where the skin and the ear meet, you cut the cartilage, everything right off. This knife is dull. Really dull. Okay, and the same thing on this ear. Just grab it and cut it back. There's a little flap of cartilage that fits this flap here, and it goes right here. You gotta lift that part out too. Okay, and then cut. That's it. Okay, now you have the ears. You pull the ears out. Now the main butt of cartilage is gone, but you still have cartilage throughout the rest of the ear. So then what you do is you lay the ear on your hand. Okay, and then you're gonna do this on top of your finger. Right here, you just slit. This knife ever dull? Slit there, and then right here on this part of your finger, and then just slit there. Okay, just make a couple little initial slits on both ears. I should really sharpen this knife before I cut myself. Okay, then pair of pliers, and you just grab the cartilage and start pulling. See? Here's your ear. Just a flap of skin left, no cartilage. Same thing on this side. If it doesn't rip exactly 100%, don't worry. The ears are garbage anyway. They don't use them, but you got to get that cartilage out so they dry properly. Okay, then back to the fleshing knife, again dull side, and you just keep going. Now, as soon as you get behind the ears, you're going to get into the nape of the neck, and you can just start seeing all that fat push off. You'll hear a crispy sound to the knife on the hide, and that's when you know you're getting it. Now, while I'm doing this, it looks actually somewhat easy. This is the result of hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of coyotes. Okay? If you're going to think you're going to be perfect your first time, think again. Okay? Think back to riding a bike. You fell 100 times before you actually got it going. Okay? If you're going to get discouraged and quit after your first one or two, then don't even start. Do about 20 or 30, okay? And then you'll see yourself starting to improve. Okay? It just takes practice. That's all. Okay? And then you just keep doing this all the way down the animal. Turn. And again, you're just using this first 6-8 inches of your beam. Don't go down here. You got to keep that hide taut, sort of. Like, don't have any creases or any buckles in it. Because if they do, that's where you're going to pop a hole. any of these burrs that were in the fur, this is where you're going to find them if you don't gut them with the brush. Okay? So that's why you want to get them really good brushed out, because otherwise this is where you're going to pop your holes. Okay, once you get to the legs, take the actual arm itself, put it on the beam, start at about the elbow, same thing. Be very gentle on this part of the animal. It's tender and it's real thin there, so you want to go gentler there. Again, this is practice, practice, practice. I can't show you on a camera how hard I'm pushing on the knife. That's just something that you're going to learn. Okay? And just keep going around on the legs. Okay, got the legs done. Now you just complete in the middle. I think you can hear that sound with the knife. You'll see, I don't know how good the camera's picking it up, but you can see the actual fat. There's a membrane, and underneath that membrane is the fat. That's what you want to get all of that off. If you leave it on, your coyote won't dry, and it'll feel like a cardboard box. A little bit over there. Okay, and you're going to get a poor grade then. When your coyotes are done, they should crackle. They'll sound kind of like, almost like tissue paper. And you just keep doing this. There's my bullet hole, entrance exit. This was a fella got it with a 222, so it's sort of manageable sized hole. And you just flush over it. Nice and gently so you don't open it up anymore. And just keep going around. Okay, if this is a female, right in here is where you're going to have your tits. You got to be careful there with your beam. You don't want to run over the boobs too much with the knife. They'll pop open, make small little holes there. Again, that's just something that you'll learn with practice. And just keep on going. And this is the part here that if you take shortcuts or you get lazy, this is where it's going to reflect on your price. Okay? It's like going to work for 8 hours a day and then on payday not showing up and saying, that's okay, I don't need a paycheck. Okay? If we're trapped just for money, we'll all be broke. That's a given. But there's a little bit of value in these pelts. Plus, you owe it to the animal to make use of it. You killed it. I don't think too many people are eating coyotes, so you're probably doing it just for the hide. So, use them. You know, you go, even if you're just a hunter and you go out calling for a couple days or whatever, sell the hides, pays for your fuel. Might buy you, whatever. Get enough of them, could buy you a new gun. New set of binoculars, whatever the case, you know. Use them, do what you can with them. There's a little bit of value here. Okay, once you get the belly done, you just kind of start working back and forth. Now you're going to lose that membrane here as you get towards the rump. and it's going to get really tough. Okay, now there's that membrane and the fat still underneath it. You take the knife, cut that away. Okay, what I do is, there's your tail. Now I start going this side and then this side of the tail. Pushing it off. Okay. And then, once you're punched through, then you just start pushing it off. Okay? And then you work back to the side again, and same thing. Just keep going until you get all the fat off of the rump. The rump is hard to do. That's the one that caused me the most trouble for a while. I'm not 100% at them yet, but I'm getting better. The other part that caused me a lot of grief is the face. It takes the right amount of pressure on the face and the rump. If you use too much or not enough, it won't get done, or you put holes in it. So it's just one of those things. Practice, 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 practice. Don't get discouraged the first, geez, I bet you at least the first 10, 15, see there's a little hole I just popped through. The first 10, 15 coyotes that I did, somebody with a 12 gauge shotgun could have done a better job. They were absolutely horrible. Took me probably a better part of 4 or 5 hours to do it. You know, it was not pretty, it was not fast, and it was not good. But the thing is, just keep trying. The other thing is, you'll see I keep cleaning that knife. You got to get that, keep your knife clean. All that fat on there. Otherwise, your knife doesn't do what it's supposed to do. It's almost like it loses an edge kind of thing. It's hard to explain until you do a few. But you'll see what I mean. You got to keep that knife clean. And you just keep going around, pushing. No slicing, no nothing. And just keep going. Like I said, you'll find out in a hurry if you didn't brush them good enough. You'll put holes in them. It's a promise, not just, you know, you might. You guarantee you're going to put holes in this pelt. Coyote, fox have very thin hides. And if you have any burrs or any little chunk of mud or old blood, anything, you will poke holes through your pelt. Okay? And also is the very first thing you do, I forgot to tell you, before you skin them, you got them hanging up, rate them, especially your fox. But I'll promise you one thing, you'll forget once. That's it. Or you'll think, ah, it's not that bad. It'll take once. When you get bitten by fleas, I guarantee you, you'll remember to use raid. Okay, then, now it's time to split the tail. This is an old throwing knife that I don't even know where I inherited it. It used to have that on that side, I ground it down. I have a sharper edge here and dulled here. Just took it to the grinder and basically it's flat outside. This side has got an edge, okay? So what I do is I edge up, and then you just get it. See, remember you already got a little bit of it split up to there. Okay, run it in there, all the way to the tip, and you're done. And you see the coyote tail is split perfectly right to the tip. Okay, that's it. You have a flush coyote, ear cartilage is removed, everything's done on them now, and then you go to the boarding.